Yes people, and welcome back to AJ Cars. Now today what I'm going to be telling you is what it's really like to drive a stanced car. So first things first, let's talk about why I made a stance car. Now when I was younger I always wanted an array of cars. I wanted loads of different cars, and I'm 21, I've had my license 3 years and I've had 4 cars now. So I'm starting to get into the fact of having more and more cars. Now I want a different sort of car every sort of time. So last time I had the fast car, the Cupra R, pretty fast, but it's kind of pointless having a fast car on a UK road. So if you're not from England, there is police everywhere, there's cameras everywhere, so it's kind of pointless to even drive fast anymore. So I thought, forget it, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a stance car, drive slow everywhere and have many problems.
I want problems always.
I know you can kind of say, yes, it isn't exactly a stance car, it's not on the deck, blah blah blah, you can say whatever you like, but I can call it a stance car. I can call it a semi-stance car is what I'd like to say, because it's not fully a stance car. I haven't completed the car yet, there's still loads more to do. So as it is now, it's a semi-stance car, but I still run into the same problems that many people with fully stance cars do come across. So a lot of them consider driving on the roads. Now driving on the roads is terrible. If you want a comfortable car, do not make a stance car, that's blatantly obvious. But potholes, anything in the road, any sort of pothole, manhole cover, speed bumps, anything, you have to drive. And when I say 1 mile an hour over these speed bumps, it is terrible. I get moaned at a lot. Everyone driving around me hates me because I cannot speed over them because I just scrape. And you run into the same problems that everyone else has, is you end up breaking things. Now that is a massive problem with a stance car. Now I actually cracked my sump not long ago.
Yeah, that's not looking very good. And there's the crack.
And that was not fun at all. I couldn't drive the car. It was my daily car, so I haven't got another car, so I had to get that sorted as soon as possible. I was lucky, I got a sump in the end, but that is one major issue. You're going to have a lot of problems with your cars with a stance car. So when I decided to make a stance car, I thought it's going to be quite easy. Put some wheels on it, put some coilovers on it, blah blah blah. It'll look like a stance car, but that is not the case because I've coilovered it. It's got new wheels, it's got camber, but it's not fully a stance car. So there's a lot of things that go into it. I need better coilovers really. It needs to go lower, but again, you run into the problems. If it's lower on UK roads, it is so hard to drive. Honestly, it is horrible to drive on UK roads. There's potholes everywhere, speed bumps everywhere, manhole covers you have to drive. When I say 1 mile an hour over speed bumps, it is a nightmare. I can't drive this car daily, really. I do, but it's so difficult. Everyone around you gets annoyed. Everyone in the car gets annoyed. It's shaky as anything. It's as if you're on air ride. Shaky as anything. There's no stability in the car, especially on the motorway. You're driving at 70 miles an hour and the car is swaying left and right because of the angle of the wheels. Honestly, it is a nightmare, but it looks amazing. So with that being said, what I'd say is make sure you're prepared to have a stance car, because you cannot drive it how you would usually drive a normal car. You have to drive slowly, you cannot drive fast at all. You have to avoid everything in the road because you're going to have problems otherwise. So just be prepared when you are making a stance car that it's going to be horrible to drive. So another thing, as I've already said actually, is the damage that it creates. Now as I said, I've cracked my sump and that wasn't fun at all. I had to get a new sump on the same day, and that was very difficult because there's not many sumps about for these, but I was lucky. But also things like exterior wise, your bumper is going to get scraped to anything.
Oh.
If you want this car to be mint, if you want it to be perfect, I would not suggest driving it very often because you are going to run into a lot of problems. Cracked sump, I've scraped my exhaust 1,000,001 times because it's so low on the chassis. The brackets underneath for the exhaust are scraping. Everything underneath the car is scratched to shit. The front bumper scratched to shit. So even the sills are actually scratched because when you go over a speed bump, it drops on them and it scrapes. You cannot drive it anywhere without damaging it. So keep that in mind. You are going to have plenty of damage on this car if you're driving it regularly. Like, I mean, I drive it every single day, so I'm just racking up loads and loads of damage. So keep that in mind. It is going to get damaged. You are going to have some cost-effective things coming into play. You're going to have to buy new sumps, you're going to have to buy new sills, blah blah blah. You're going to have to buy a lot. or get it repaired, either or. But there's going to be a lot of problems coming into play with this car. So keep that in mind. Now, another thing that most people don't talk about when they have a stance car is the actual maintenance of these cars. Now, one massive thing, especially with camber on the back, is tyres. Now, I've had the car for August, September, October, about 3 months now, but I've had the camber on the back for the best part of a month, maybe 2. I can't quite remember, but not even that long, and I've already gone through a set of tyres. I'm on my second set of tyres now because it just eats away at your inner tyre. Now, obviously, it's illegal to have low tread on your tyres. You need new tyres if it's got to that point, and I had to do that because it was sliding everywhere, especially in the wet. My God, it slips around. It's like it's a rear wheel drive car. It's terrible. But keep that in mind. You are going to have a lot of things like that. Tyres is a main problem. You're going to go through loads of tyres. Now, with that being said, yes, you're going to need new tyres quite regularly. Now, another problem is the fact that your car is very low. You can't get a jack underneath it. My local body shop hates me because I'm always there getting stuff done. And if I need new tyres, they need to get the car in the air, and they cannot get the jack under there, or even getting it on a ramp. They have to put chocks of wood just to get it on and off the ramp. It is that low to the floor, so that is another problem. You're gonna have to get some chocks of wood if you want to do it yourself. Whatever you want to do, get some chocks of wood just to get the car in the air. That is a massive problem. It's so annoying as well because you want to just quickly get it done. You're in a rush. Oh, I need some new tyres. Quickly bang some tyres on. No, you can't just do that. It is a nightmare. Keep that in mind. So guys, yeah, a stance car is not the best car to drive every single day, or even drive it in general. It's a lot of unwanted anxiety. You're scared about braking stuff. You're scared that you're going to hit that. You're scared about hitting things in the road. You need to swerve, but you haven't made a stance car for it to drive nice. You've made a stance car for it to look nice, and go into car meets, it's so much better because everyone says, everyone loves that because everyone loves a modified car. But guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. Stay tuned for more videos like this, and we'll see you guys in the next one.